Hello citizens, citizen of the future here, and welcome back. As you guys know me, I'm a researcher focused on the fourth industrial revolution and Industry 4.0 technology. Today is a special video because it's about I'm going to read off a news article fresh off the press from Lloyds Bank. Lloyds Bank completes the UK's first digital promissory note purchase. August 18th, 2022. We are at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to explain things, because these are things in this article that I've talked about since last year. So before that, I'm going to quickly go through the videos just to show you where I talk about them. So if you want to get more context than me quickly running through this article, this is where you can go. So before I get into this trade finance article, I want to give you citizens that may have not have seen my content, may have no idea what trade finance is, and I just want to show you some connections that I've made in my previous content that I've created around the digitalization of trade. So I spend the next 3 minutes just quickly showing you places that you can get good information, and then I hop into the article, and then after the article, I finish off covering off some of these other topics that are listed in this photo right here. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope it can make a boring subject interesting. And I hope it can make some connections that mainstream media is completely oblivious to. And please don't be discouraged that this video is 30 minutes long. It took me around 4 hours to record, edit, and put this research together and be able to feed it in an editable form. So let's dive. A beginner's deep dive into XDC Network and how XDC Network is better than Ethereum. This was recorded December 31st in 2021. And I talk about a bunch of boring, regulated trade finance stuff. But right here, 4135, a quick look into the consortium of partners in the TFD Initiative. The TFD Initiative is the trade finance distribution with all these major partners, major players. And they're establishing the largest business community of trade originators, funding platforms, credit insurers, institutional funders, and their service providers, committed to increase the level of automation and transparency in trade asset and risk distribution on the basis of technology-based market practices. And who's the partners in here? Lloyds Bank, the article that we're about to read here. Then I'm going to go over to this here. This was in December 27, 2021. And if you come down here, there's another TFD DNI breakdown, which you guys can learn right here. 1020. And that will give you some good insight. And then you will learn about why digital documents are important for global trade compared to paper. And it gives you some good insights on the technology behind it. Very important. And then also over here, this one was February 1st, 2022, Global Supply Chain Problems and How Industry 4.0 and Digitalization is Revolutionizing the Global Industry. And right here at 7:35, paper and bill of lading settlement takes from 7 to 10 business days, but digital documents on a blockchain, it takes seconds to settle. Example, Enigio, XDC Network, and ITFA's DNI Initiative. So I've been pointing at this to you guys to try and inspire other deep thinkers to dig into this, because anyone can learn about the digitalization of trade, and anyone can participate in the blockchain revolution through these decentralized ecosystems. And conveniently enough, when I clicked on this, this was from a random point here. The letter from the Ministry of Justice of the UK. So let me just bring this up here so I can read this to you, and then I'm going to read the article, and then I'm going to show you a couple other things to see why it's a very exciting day, and to see why we should all be cheering and saying, hell yeah, we're on the right path, because we are at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution. So this was in 2020, March 30th, so 2.5 years ago almost, and ending paper-based trade. And they talk about, this is with Sean Edwards from the ITFA, the International Trade and Forfeiting Association, and the UK, and the Digital Negotiable Instruments Initiative, so the DNI Initiative. And this is what the article covers. This is exactly it. So this just taught, you can read the whole thing, but I'm just going to go over the quick underlined parts, and then if you want to see it, go check out this video and get the full, where I break down the whole document and a lot more. So digitalization of documents, growing in importance, international trade. These are keywords that everyone should be paying attention to. Paperless trade measures are growing in importance, talking about addressing trade and control logistic challenges associated with increased small shipment and e-commerce trade. There's enormous potential as an integrated digital solution to close the trade financing gap using distributed ledger technology and deployment of smart contracts. So officials at the Ministry of Justice are currently working with the UK Law Commission to finalize the scope of this project and start imminently. So, and if you guys watch the video, important keywords. So now let me get down to this article, and you guys are going to be excited. Lloyds Bank, Trade Finance Bank, here we go. Lloyds Bank completes UK's first digital promissory note purchase. Transaction completed with UK's first DPN, digital promissory note, and it's also ePN, which would be electronic promissory note. First transaction under the DNI Initiative. This is what I covered last year. This is exciting. Now we're seeing the first transaction go live in UK. Digital note solution has the potential to reduce traction times from several days to a matter of hours. Lloyds Bank has completed the first transaction utilizing a digital promissory note purchase. This landmark transaction dramatically increases speed of payment and paves the way for a significant increase in the use of promissory notes for a broad range of transactions. Now, what is a promissory note? Promissory notes have been around for nearly 4,000 years, used to complete transactions in lay of cash, and in a modern settings, their use is typically limited to large transactions that often involve the sale and purchase of property. The use of promissory notes allows sellers to be paid based on the creditworthiness of the purchaser. The purchaser can obtain goods and or services with a note rather than needing to have funds on hand. The process involved in issuing, authenticating, and paying out of promissory notes is ill-changed since their inception. For 4,000 years, nothing has changed. The only thing that is changing is we're going from an analog paper system to digital documents. We're going from the analog to the digital documents. This is why I'm always so excited about the digitalization transformation happening in trade, is because we are eliminating the waste, the manual labor, and a lot of slow transfer times. I'm going to get into this here. So, the use of promissory notes in the UK is governed by the Bills of Exchange Act of 1882, I'm just going to add that, which has hindered innovation due to the requirement that notes are a physical entity. The transfer of a physical paper note between banks and notaries means it can take a week or more for businesses to be paid. So I just want you guys to see it's really cool when stuff that you've written about is now the stuff being posted by these trade finance banks. So, leading innovation. Oh, that's just a sweet, sweet title there. Under legal guidance, Lloyds Bank developed a digital promissory note, a solution that works with contract law and utilizes the International Trade and Forfeiting Association's ITFA DNI specifications under the Digital Negotiable Instrument Initiative. This is something I've posted endless amounts of content on that anyone can learn from. Just start digging, start taking notes, and it's really, I find it interesting, and that's why I create my content, is to inspire others. So on the 17th of August, Lloyds Bank successfully completed a pilot transaction, which is the first under the DNI Initiative. Cheers, everyone. We are making history. Today was the first under the DNI Initiative. This is something historians will write about one day, and a key milestone in the digitalization of trade finance. The transaction was initiated and completed within a day, involved the sale and purchase of land worth $48 million between several UK businesses. The bank's promissory note was issued using Enigio's solution, Trace original for digital original documents. I'm just smiling. I got a grin on my face, just being like, hell yeah, guys, we're on some hot stuff here. The new digital solution delivers a same-day payment to the vendor by removing the need to physically transfer actual notes. This creates more affordable, safer, more flexible, more sustainable, and transparent online solution that could be applied to other types and sizes of transactions. Do you see this? This is it. The innovation is expected to open a new form of payment discounting to businesses of all sizes for the first time, improving cash flow for small, medium enterprises on both sides of a trade transaction. GM, MD, Lending and Working Capital for Lloyds Bank said, promissory notes are an important tool for businesses that undertake large transactions but are relatively niche solution. Their use allows purchases to progress where shortage of cash flow may otherwise prevent them. Until now, this industry-side solution is typically slow, expensive, and administratively cumbersome. Paperwork, hundreds of documents, gets lost, you got to store it, it's manual verification, pain in the butt. With this successful UK first transaction, we have delivered an innovative digital solution that is quicker, less expensive, and more secure. The digitalization and simplification of this solution finally opens this form of payment discounting to potentially millions of small businesses, improving their ability to manage their working capital and cash flow of their suppliers by fulfilling invoices more quickly. Andre Casterman, Managing Director of Casterman Advisory and ITFA Board. Gotta say, I look up to this guy. This guy's a very smart man. If you don't follow him, you should. I've learned a hell of a lot of things from his webinars, his open information. Digitalization of trade opens up many new opportunities for financial institutions to improve client satisfaction. As a member of the ITFA's DNI Initiative, Lloyds Bank has been very focused on applying advanced technologies to address clients' pain points and is now becoming the leading institution to bring promissory notes into the 21st century. Do you hear that? They're bringing the documents into the future. Paper is being phased out. That's why I'm a citizen of the future, because I see the digitalization transformation. That's why I call myself that. So, but anyways, I'm very impressed with the steady progress achieved by the team at Lloyds Bank and the rapid implementation of Enigio's Trace Original technology, which is presently the sole solution to comply with the ITFA's DDoC specifications. The CEO of Enigio said, "We are extremely pleased in the way Lloyds Bank have proactively and constructively leveraged the capabilities of Trace Original to enhance their value proposition, increase cost, efficiency, and also enabling financial inclusion. It's a partnership which challenges us to continue to improve for the benefit of trade. Trace Original is a game changer for achieving global paperless trade, given the solution's ability to replace all physical paper documents currently in use globally with multiple additional digital benefits." Marisa Lee Gimple, Managing Director of Solution Development for Working Capital and Lending Products at Lloyds Bank, added, "Lloyds Bank have embarked on an exciting multi-year customer-centric trade digitalization program in collaboration with our clients, other banks, government bodies, fintech, and the wider industry. This successful UK first transaction is a key milestone along this journey, and we have been able to deliver ahead of the widely anticipated UK Electronic Trade Documents Bill." Holy crap. That's crazy, guys. Because if you guys have seen in some of my videos and some of my threads on Twitter, I broke down the UK's Digital Economy Agreement. And what is that? The DEA. The UK is the first G7 to put trade digitalization as a priority for the economy. That bill was just enacted in February 2022, and now they're implementing what is called UNCITRAL, MLETR, which is United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. They created a framework called MLETR, and that framework stands for Model Law on Electronic Transfer Records. And what that is, it's a framework for jurisdictions to adopt to validate electronic transfer records, to say this electronic document is valid. Because with the BOE of 1882, the Bills of Exchange Act of 1882, electronic documents are not valid. They're not, so that's why global trade hasn't done this digital transformation, is because the legislation does not validate electronic transfer records in the majority of the world. So we are also working on a series of pilot tests to test the interoperability of digital bills of lading across international borders. We will continue to develop innovative digital trade and working capital solutions to make it easier, quicker, safer, and more sustainable for UK businesses of all sizes to access cash and manage risk across supply chains, both domestically and internationally. The DPN transaction has been completed as part of Lloyds Bank ongoing digital strategy and paperless trade initiative that offers clients the opportunity to transact and present documentation in a completely digital manner, leading the way in removing paper from the trade transactions, where around 28.5 billion pieces of paper are used globally each year. The bank's digital strategy will also include a partnership with Satago to deliver a single platform invoice financing and invoice factoring solution. Wow, huge. Huge. Hey guys, so if you guys are liking the information that I'm throwing down in this video, I know it's around the regulated trade finance industry and pretty boring to most people, but if you got value from this, like, comment, subscribe, and check out this free report, genfinny.io. I write in it once a month. This is my third edition coming this month. The first month's edition was around the trade finance connections of the grid. So take a look at that, and I'm just going to give you a quick insight to what it looks like. This section itself with the visualizations, the video, it took me 25 hours. 25 hours I spent out of my time to try and teach other people this stuff that's not being covered by mainstream media. So check it out, and look at, there's even a sweet graphic of Enigio and their digital document solution. And the important thing to note is Enigio utilizes XDC network for the settlement of these documents. So that's at genfinity.io. The link will be in the description. So the last things I want to do is I want to show you other posts that I've created to show you guys that I've been speaking about this for a long time to try and inspire you guys. And now here's the proof. So I'm trying to back up my research here. So what did I say? A powerful visual I created for my research. Problem with paper in the global system. 28.5 billion trade documents a year, which increases the cost for every global citizen that pays for shipping and global trade. What do you think? Time for an upgrade? This is a link that talks about digital trade documents could speed recovery. Around $9 trillion of trade could be unlocked with more digitalization, said by the International Chamber of Commerce. This just goes to show, I did a nice visual, there's that 28.5 billion trade documents. The world's on fire because right now, I read a fact that 25% of all costs in global trade is from using paper as for the notes, for the invoices. That is all. So if we move to a fully digital system, we'll have about 25% cut right off the top of our shipping costs. Oh, look, there's the DNI Initiative right there. So there's hints. I always put logos to that deserve research. The UK Law Commission. The UK is the first G7 country to enact MLETR, a very important thing. And sorry it's blurry, I don't know why it is. Twitter decompressed it or whatever. It is the single biggest opportunity to transform world trade. Dwarfing the benefits of trade agreements, we have the opportunity to cut trade transaction times from weeks and months to hours and days to bring international merchandise trade into the digital era. Accelerating trade digitalization, digital documents, we're going to the next level of society and trade. Okay, this was July 22nd. DNI is a good research topic for anyone wanting to see how trade documents are transforming to a digital means by using DLT. Paper transactions are slow and antiquated. This is a good solution for global SMEs and banks to use a neutral trade network compared to a slow and expensive SWIFT. Because as we know, SWIFT uses Nostro and Vostro accounts. It's expensive and slow. So this was to Almighty Shade. It looks like he blocked me now. So somebody was saying, this guy was saying, trade finance isn't important. Crypto is only meant for cross-border payments. He's like, that's the only focus in life. And I'm like, oh, okay, strange. To be so one-sided that crypto's only for cross-border payments. No, there's no digital innovation. So I said, sorry, sir, we'll have to agree to disagree. Cross-border payments is not the only focus. Trade digitalization, referring to transforming paper documents to digital documents, is also a top priority, not just in the mainstream. It's just not in the mainstream limelight. And, well, what did I use to back up my thing? I've talked about this in another video. And this is from the G7. This is a document from the G7. And to prove that it's really a extreme priority, it's just not many people know about it. Roadmap to reform for electronic transfer records, G7, the UK presidency in December 17th, 2021. So 9 months ago, the G7 says they're working on implementing the adoption of electronic transfer records. And this is exactly what we are witnessing. What we just witnessed with Lloyds Bank was the first electronic promissory note in the UK. Okay, so if you guys have been following my research, you should realize how massive this is for the UK and how it will cascade across the world the next few years. Crazy times ahead. Keep learning, everyone. Fourth Industrial Revolution. Technology doesn't slow down for anyone. Keywords to research. So this was on July 19th. The ICC in the UK. Get ready to go digital. Oh, I've been ready. I've been ready. I've been ready, guys. I hope you are too, because it's happening and we are here following it. Get ready to go digital. Commercial trade documents are going digital. Bills of exchange, bills of lading, marine insurance documents, cargo insurance certificates, warehouse receipts, ships, delivery orders, seaway bills, and promissory notes. Promissory notes that we just witnessed. The first digital promissory note purchase in the UK utilizing the DNI Initiative, which it uses Enigio's digital document solution. And guess what? Enigio utilizes XDC Network, which is the public open source distributed ledger technology that anyone can purchase. Not financial advice, but I'm breaking it down because I know a lot of blue collar folks that don't understand this stuff. So the last two things here, we're getting close to the end. UK, green light, it's happening. Pay attention. I've done countless posts to inspire you to dig. And this is it. It took me hours to understand the information behind these visuals in this map. But I created them to help so you can visualize my research. Trade Tech, a tokenized asset exchange built upon XDC. They're listing security tokens, digitalizing trade finance assets, real-world assets. Enigio, their digital document solution built on XDC. And UNCITRAL, MLETR, which is a global digital document framework. It's not a standard per se. It's a framework that can be adopted by governments across the world to implement into their legislation. TFD and DNI Initiative, just to throw it at these keywords. Like I try and keyword it, so think, oh, so the person's like, wow, what is that? Google it, and then, well, welcome to the future. Okay, and then a timeline update. So I'm going to do a big MLETR video to really explain it down and break it to you guys, but I want to show you this is how top of the world we are right now. A timeline for MLETR framework legislation, DDocs for digital trade in the UK. Seems legislation is going to take a while for full-scale adoption to utilize fourth industrial revolution technologies for paperless trade facilitation. UK and Singapore had their digital economy agreement, and this is the future of trade. So this was from Chris Southworth. He's a Secretary General at the ICC in the UK. Latest update on timeframes. Electronic Trade Documents Bill. As things stand still at the moment, mid to late September 22 is the first bill reading. Enters House of Lords. 2 weeks later, second bill reading. Consultation period. Request for oral and written evidence. 28 days later, hearing session with external experts. Then the bill switches over to the House of Commons for 2 readings and possibly a hearing session. Then it goes for a sign-off from the Queen, royal assent. I understand there is usually then a 2-month window before coming into force. We expect all the readings to be short. Our estimate is that the bill will come into force in the middle of 2023. We will keep you posted as we know more. Holy crap. Holy smokes. Do you guys see this? The ICC, UK Law Commission, Sean Edwards from the ITFA. This is why trade finance moves so slow. People are saying, when moon? It's not going to be a couple months. No. It's probably not going to be a year. It's going to be a couple years because legislation is slow. Just reading that, middle of 2023 in the UK will finally have MLETR adopted into their legislation to digitalize documents between their jurisdiction and Singapore or other MLETR regions. So think about all the other G7s. Once England and the UK implement that, then that's going to be the model everyone is going to follow. So pay attention. Start researching, guys. Start talking about figuring out the problems in the world and, well, what is the digital technology that's transforming it. So I could see that this took a little longer than expected, but I hope you guys got some good information out of this because this is a huge transforming tidal wave. There's this huge tidal wave that's coming to the world and everyone's so focused in on their own life that they're not paying attention to what's really happening on the global scale of trade and value movement. DLT, distributed ledger technology, is transforming the globe in many different ways. Cross-border payments, trade, IoT, the Internet of Things. Industries are utilizing it. So stay away from the meme coins, stay away from the shit coins. Find the ones with real world utility. And so I hope you guys got something from this. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me some feedback. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, so I know you guys are happy. So, because I'm only doing this to help others. So if it helped, put some comments below and share it. And that will help. So thank you guys. Citizen of the future. I'm a researcher of futuristic technologies. So if you like this type of stuff and you don't like the hype, then give me a follow and we'll see you again at my next video. Cheers.